And finally, the annual Best of British concert has been a must-see event for Perth's music lovers for more than 20 years. A musical celebration of all things English, tomorrow night's concert will be the last, as the event's tireless musical director John Christmas prepares to hang up the baton. His retirement brings to an end a musical career that has spanned 6 decades and brought the joy of singing to generations of West Australians. Claire Nichols reports.
Quite often at rehearsal, something will be just magic. There'll be that, it doesn't need anyone to listen to it, it's just something special happens and you think, that was just beautiful.
He's been conducting choirs for more than 60 years, but John Christmas still can't avoid being moved by the power of music. It's a love that started as a child, growing up in 1920s Northam.
All the neighbours told me later that they always knew when I was home and when I was out feeding the chooks because I used to sing while I was feeding the chooks.
He learnt piano and oboe and would play for hours each day. But it wasn't until he served in the Air Force during World War II that he decided to make music his career.
I realised while I was in the Air Force that the only thing I really wanted to do was music. And everybody said to me, oh, you'll never make any money out of music. Well, they were right about that, but it's what I wanted to do.
He decided to study at the Conservatorium of Music in Melbourne, quitting his job at the Perth Water Supply.
They thought I was demented, and they sent me down to see the Public Service Commissioner to try and stop me going. And, you know, do your parents know? I said, yes. And they might. I said, no. And they said, you'll lose your superannuation. I said, well, this is what I want to do and I'll never be a good employee. They said, but you are a good employee. I said, well, I don't like it. I'm not good in my mind. No. So they realised that I was made up my mind and off I went.
It was in Melbourne that he joined a choir and discovered a passion for choral music.
And we sang in the Great Hall at Sydney University, which was most impressive to me. I was very impressionable, of course, at that stage. And we did a piece called Brig Fair, which I still remember affectionately. And we did the cantata Christ Lay at Death's Dark Door. And this really got me. And after that, I just couldn't leave choral music alone.
What followed was 6 decades of music teaching, starting back in Northam and continuing at high schools all around Perth.
Music, I remember the choir in Northam used to meet on Friday evenings. Most of them would arrive tired, but after 10 minutes they were all smiles, and at the end of the night they were effervescing.
One of the biggest events on John Christmas's musical schedule is the annual Best of British concert. Started with a colleague 21 years ago, the concert celebrates the pomp and ceremony of the British Empire with singing, comedy, an orchestra and a rousing audience sing-along. The concerts have become a highlight on Perth's musical calendar, with a loyal audience of Anglophiles packing the concert hall each year.
There are people who have really become friends. They communicate with me. I get letters and cards and emails after the concerts, and if anybody's not happy, they let me know. I mean, one year I didn't have something Welsh, and the Welsh Society got onto me. I said, well, I couldn't find something new. They said, oh, we didn't care. We'd have the old ones as long as we have something.
But this year, the flags will be waved for the last time. At age 88, John Christmas has decided to retire for good, but that doesn't mean he'll be any less busy. So what is on the list, you know? What are the things
Well,
you'd
I
like
want to
to
get on with my book, and I want to do some composing. I want a chance for Sunday night to have a holiday without worrying about what's coming up. And I want to spend a bit more time in the garden because we both like gardening. And so there's heaps of things I want to do. If I've got the time, I wouldn't mind writing a book on theory and musical perception through the grades. I did do one before, and I'd like to I think I've got some good ideas because I've been teaching successfully for a lifetime.
And while John Christmas prepares to conduct his final chorus, it's clear he's not quite done with music yet.
You can't sing and be unhappy. You can't sing and be miserable. It's impossible. You know, even if you're singing serious music, because it's something that it does it to your soul. You just come alive.